Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhusya Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravidam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Gurudeva Deva. Hari Om. We are doing the Panchadashi 9th chapter. This is essentially Jnana Deepa Prakaranam, where meditation on Nirguna Brahma Upasana is being discussed here. That is done after studying Vedanta and for a prolonged length of time under a competent teacher, Srotavyaha, and make sure that there are no doubts left, so Mantavyaha, reflecting on the teaching, and to claim myself that I am Brahman, that is through Mahavakya Vichara. If Vichara cannot be done because of some obstacles, because obstacles due to remaining or remnant Ragadeshas are there, they are pulling one into the field of activities, and their emotional involvement in the activities that prevents the mind to dwell on the Aham Brahmasmi Vichara. Or there are some adrushta obstacles that are cannot be identified, unseen, or adrushta means not which cannot be known. That is due to previous prarabdha karma that pulls one into the field of activities. Because of that, so what should I do? So for those who cannot do because of the agitations in the mind, those who cannot do the vichara, inquiry that Aham Brahmasmi through Mahavakya Vichara, where I had to reject what I am not and claim what I am by the process of knowing what is I am is nothing but is Brahman, because I am Atma Brahma. This Atma is nothing but Brahman only. So having known that through the teaching, it remains as a paroksha jnanam, as though indirect knowledge, even though it's about myself. And I need to inquire it because of the lack of the complete faith in the scriptures, or viparita bhavana, because identification with the plurality as a reality makes my mind divert from that. Therefore, I need to re-emphasize or re-vichara continuously, constantly keep in that inquiry that I am not this and I am that. So in the beginning, in the morning itself, when you get up, Pratasmarami Hrudayam Hrudisam Suradatma Tattvam Satchit Sukham Paramahamsa Gatim Turiyam Yasopna Jagara Sushuptamaveti Nityam Sattam Manishkaramaham Acha Bhuta Sangha. I am not this Bhuta Sangha. This is not the gross elements, or the gross and subtle elements which are matter. I am not this, but I am something beyond. Pratasmarami. I meditate in the morning, and the meditation itself is re-establishing my true nature, and that's called nididhyasanam. And if I am not able to do that, and my mind is running away to the field of action, then Nirguna Brahma Upasana is being suggested, because the Upanishad itself is the suggestion, and therefore this is called yoga. Yoga is trying to yoke the mind. This is not a karma yoga or a bhakti yoga, this is a upasana yoga. Upasana, but upasana is not on the Saguna Brahma, but on the Nirguna Brahma, because I know that all gunas belong to Prakriti only, and Nirguna Brahma is pure Satchidanandam, and that Brahman I am trying to meditate, and that also I am that Brahman, because I am the subject which cannot be objectified. Gunas belong to objects, not to the subject. Therefore, I am also Nirgunaha, Brahman is also Nirgunaha, I am Satchidananda, Brahman is also Satchidananda, and there cannot be two Satchidanandas. Therefore, Ahamatma Brahma or Aham Brahmasmi has to be understood. But if mind cannot dwell on it, at least do a upasana on that, and that becomes a yoga upasana on Brahma, on the Nirguna Brahma. And how does that lead to knowledge? He's quoting the Gita statement in 134. Yat sankhyaih prapyate sthanam, yat sankhyaih prapyate sthanam, tad yogairapi gamyate, tad yogairapi ramyate, ekam sankhyancha yogancha, ekam sankhyancha yogancha, yah pasyati sapasyati, yah pasyati sapasyati. Together, yas sankhyaih prapyate sthanam, tad yogairapi gamyate, ekam sankhyancha yogancha, yah pasyati sapasyati. So this we did in yesterday's class. Says, yet that which is sthanam, the state or the goal, sankhyaih, by inquiring, is prapyate. This can be obtained provided I know how to inquire. It's not without study of Vedanta, who am I inquiring? If I don't know who am I, what am I going to inquire? So I will say, I am not this, I am not this, I am not this, I can do. Then who am I? So whatever I am not this, okay, but also there has to, I have to claim who I am by proper Vedantic study. Says you are in fact that. Says Edatma dagum sarvam tat satyam sa atma sa vigneya. You have to inquire, and that's what the scripture says. It's not just the saying who am I without the means of inquiry. Inquiry is Vedanta provides you how to inquire also. So that is called Sankhya. Sankhya means Jnana Yoga. Yes, Sankhya prapyate sthanam, that which can be acquired through Jnana Yoga. Tad yoga irapi gamyati, it can also be obtained by the yoga. Here, Upasana Yoga, Nirguna Brahma Upasana Yoga, also one can gain. So how can that be? Because Krishna says, Ekam Sankhyancha Yogancha, yah pasyati sapasyati. So yaha pasyati, saha pasyati. One who sees this correctly, he alone sees clearly. Seeing means who understands it here. Ekam Sankhyancha Yogancha. Sankhya, Jnana Yoga is not different from the Upasana Yoga. That's what Krishna says. And who understands this clearly has understood the truth also. So how can that be Upasana? Because Upasana will prepare the mind now, remove the obstacles, so that I can do now Sankhya Yoga. That means Sankhya Yoga Yogyata Siddhyartham Upasana Yoga. That means to make myself eligible for Sankhya Yoga, even though I have studied everything, because of the obstacle is there, that obstacle, adrishta obstacle is removed by doing Upasana, and that's what is essentially Sambhadi Brahma, has been discussed before. Now we'll do 135. Tat Karanam Sankhya Yoga, Tat Karanam Sankhya Yoga, Adigamyamiti itihi Srutihi, Adigamyamitihi Srutihi, Yastu Srutehe Viruddhaha Sa, Yastu Sutrehe Viruddhaha Sa, Abhasa Sankhya Yogayoho, Abhasa Sankhya Yogayoho. Together, Tat Karana Sankhya Yogam, Adigamyamiti mitihi srutihi, yastu srutehe viruddhaha sa, abhyasa sankhya yogayoho. Viruddhaha saha. Okay. Tat karanam, the cause for liberation is Sankhya Yogaha Adhigamya iti hi srutihi. So what is the cause for liberation is nothing but only Jnana Yoga. That's what he calls it, by only through the means of Jnana Yoga, no other means. It says, therefore, Nanya Pantha Vijjate Anaya. So no other way to reach that other than the Sankhya. Don't say there are many paths to reach the truth. There are many paths to prepare the mind for Sankhya Yoga, but final liberation is only by Sankhya means not the the Sankhya and Yoga type, but here Sankhya means the Jnana Yoga. In the Vedantic, Sankhya means it's a Jnana Yoga. So Sankhya, by inquiry, one can gain that knowledge. Adhigamya, one can go beyond through the inquiry. Iti hi Srutihi, that's what Shruti has declared. Yaha tu Shrutehi viruddhaha. So now who is against the Shruti statement? Don't say that Upasana will lead to realization. It says, I am not really against Shruti statement that it is Sankhya alone will reach. So I am not contradicting that. But why I am saying that even yoga also reaches means yoga reaches a state of mind where one can inquire again. So ultimately it is only the inquiry only that takes one beyond. And that is what Shruti says, and there is no contradiction here. Therefore, says Abhasaha. Abhasaha, who says that it is a Abhasa? Who says that I am in delusion to say that the Nirgunopasana will lead to realization. In fact, Nirgunopasana will take me to realization. But if I am not realized in this life, in the process of Brahmopasana, I am doing it, still I have not reached the state of Nirvikalpa Samadhi and then realize, then what happens is going to be talked about in the next sloka. 136. Upasanam napi pakvam, upasanam napi pakvam, ihayasya paratrasaha, ihayasya paratrasaha, marani brahmaloke va, marani brahmaloke va, tattva vijñāya muchyate, tattva vijñāya muchyate. Together. Upasanam napi pakvam, ihayasya paratrasaha, marani brahmaloke va, tattva vijñāya muchyate. Yasya upasanam, this is yasya, whose upasanam, this, the Nirguna Brahma upasana, is iha in this life, pakvana api, if it's not matured enough, that means I am still doing it, but because of the dominant, the pratibandha, the adrushta pratibandha, because of that, I am not able to reach that higher state of realization in this life. So if one kicks the bucket before complete realization occurs, so what happens to him? Says Krishna answered this in the Gita, where he will be born in a conducive environment in the next life. Says where in the Srimatam Gruhe, or in the yoga's family he will be born and he will rapidly proceed. But here is give you another state where upasanam napi pakvam iha yasya paratrasaha, that the paratrasa in the another life also, in the another life, either Brahmaloke va, he can go to Brahmaloka and complete the process. Tattvam vijñāya muchyate, he gets liberated he will go to the Brahmaloka, or he will be born and in one first life he may get released in the next life. That with that, all that will be helpful for him. Just like Vamadeva and Jadabharata, all the stories have already been discussed. So otherwise he will go all the way because of the upasana balam. Because of the upasana balam, he will go all the way to Brahmaloka also, and there he will get realized. So there nothing will be wasted. So start doing it. So there is no waste of this any time. Ancha prachayato nunam. Chanting 138. Ancha prachayato nunam bhavijanma tatha sati, bhavijanma tatha sati, nirguna prachayopi syat, nirguna prachayopi syat, sagunopasena yatha, sagunopasena yatha. Together. Ancha prachayato nunam bhavijanma tatha sati, nirguna prachayopi syat, sagunopasena yatha. So ancha pratyaya means lost thought. pratyaya, antya, in the end, whatever you think, whatever is the last thought when you die, nonam, indeed, bhavi janma, the next life, tatha sati, so be that. Tatha sati, that will happen. Whatever your last thought, that where you are going to be. In fact, whatever the vasanas will propel you, that this life is no more conducive for my exhaustion of the next set of vasanas. So that set of vasana will come and that will take you to the next life. That becomes driving force in order for you to go to. So last thought, whatever you think, and therefore that will proceed, take you to that. Antya pratyayaha nunam, indeed, bhavi janma tatha sati. This being understood, sagunopasane yatha nirguna pratyaya api syat. So if I am doing a sagunopasana on Vishnu or in the on Lord Shiva or Ganesha or some other god, Ishtadevata, then if my last thought is on that, so sagunopasana, I go to the Vaikuntha Loka or Kailasa or whatever God's Loka that I imagine to be, I reach that state only, as discussed in the Puranas. If it is a Sagunopasana, if it is Nirgunopasana, where there is no particular the lokas that I can think of, therefore for them they go to Brahma Loka, and that's what is going to be discussed here. So Sagunopasane yatha nirguna pratyaha api syat. So even when I am doing the Nirguna Brahma Upasana, Aham Brahmasmi, I look to Brahma Loka, since there is Brahma is involved. So I will be going to Brahma Loka, and there I will be realizing. That's what he says. Is in the whatever my thought is, that's where I ended up. So how am I going to make sure that I have this thought? So because of the vasana will take you to that thought. So in order to make sure that my vasanas will be appropriate, says Krishna Tvadiya Pada Pankaja Panjaranta Advaita Vedanta Manasaraja Hamsaha Prana Prayana Samaye Kapavata Pittaihi Kantava Rodana Krudau Smaranam Kutaste. So in the Mukundamala, the Kulashekar Alvar says Prana Prayana Samaye Kapavata Pittaihi Kantava Rodana Krudau Smaranam Kutaste. O Lord, how can I think of you at that time when in my deathbed, when in the prana prayana samaye, kapam, vatam, pittam, all those body problems are so much that I may not be able to think properly even because of the physical pains and body pains and all that. Therefore, what should I do? So therefore, chintayami harimeva santatam Nandamandahasitananam bhujam Nandagopatanayam paratparam Naradadi munibunda vanditam. So therefore I am thinking of you all the time, so that this thought will come in the final also, hopefully. So therefore, whatever I continuously think in that thought alone will come. Therefore, start disciplining your mind, constantly think on this. Therefore, says whether it's a Saguno Brahma or Nirguna Brahma, whatever the last thought, that's where one goes to. So one fellow want to make sure that he will be thinking of this. So he has named all his sons. One is Narayana, one is Vaikuntha, one is Shiva. All the names of gods he put his son, and he has a big shop and all that. So he was almost in the deathbed and says, where is Narayana? So Narayana, I am here. Where is Shiva? Shiva is here. Where is Venkatesh? Venkatesh is all that. Everybody is there. So his thought is, everybody is here. Who is taking care of the shop? That's what his thought. So there is no guarantee that just because I named those people as God's name, I will remember that in the last minute also, because my vasanas are more of the shop than about the people. So here it is to make sure that you have to do constantly either Sagunopasana if you are involved into the Saguna Brahma, or Nirguna Brahma Upasana if you want to go to Brahmaloka or to recognize this. 139. Nitya nirguna rupa tat, nitya nirguna rupa tat, nama matrena giyatam, arthato mokshaye vaisha, arthato mokshaye vaisha, samvadi brahmavanmataha, samvadi brahmavanmataha. Together, nitya nirguna rupa tat, nama matrena giyatam, arthato mokshaye vaisha, samvadi brahmavanmataha. So, if I am thinking of Lord Narayana, then I go to Vaikuntha. If I am thinking of Lord Shiva, I am going to the Shivaloka or Kailasa. But what about a person who is doing on the Nirguna Brahma Upasana, where there is no location there? The Nirguna means there is no attributive content for it. There is no Desakala Vastu Aparichinnam. There is no space-wise, time-wise, object-wise limitations of any kind. That's what is Brahman. That's what Nirguna Brahma. And I am doing that with I am that Brahman is what is Nirguna Brahma. So therefore it is Nityam. It is Nityam means eternal. Nirgunam, it is without any attributes or any qualifications. Rupatvad is of the nature of that. Namamatrena giyatam. So it's only for the namesake we are saying that it is Brahman and it is of the nature of Satchidananda. All those statements are only from the point of transactional reality, from the point of only namke vaste, because vacharambanam vikaro namadeyam. It is only name namke vaste, it is only namesake only, all these things. So if that is understood, giyate, matrena giyate, if you have said so, artataha in reality, moksha eva. Brahmasmi is moksha, that itself is liberation. Moksha is not separate something you go beyond anywhere. It is right here, right wherever Brahman is. So it is not the going somewhere or doing something. It's not the apraptasya praptam. It's not apraptasya praptam. It's not gaining something that I do not have. It is praptasya praptam. It is gaining something I already have. I have to claim it. So the claiming is only what needs to be done by the Nirguna Brahma Upasana. So Matehe, this is wise, just like Samvadi Brahmavatu. Just like Samvadi Brahma, where the hypothesis is a working hypothesis, even though it's not real, but in the end I will get the real result. That's what we discussed in the Samvadi Brahma. Example that was given is that even though in the Upasana it's not real, it's not Lord Vishnu, real Lord Vishnu, because I am doing a puja on an iron or a wooden or some other idol which is not really Vishnu, and idol is in fact is the unconscious entity. Vishnu is supposed to be a conscious entity, hopefully. So even though I am doing Upasana, that's called Samvadi Brahma, knowing very well that's not true, yet I am doing it, still I get the result. So Samvadi Brahmavatu. The other example it was given is, so I see that I am looking for fire, but I see a smoke, but it's not really smoke, it's only fog only. But thinking that fog is coming at that corner, I went all the way. But it so happened that there is a fire there also. Firewood is also there. So that is what also, even though that's not what is really true, but my assumption is there is a fire and proceeded it, and therefore I got it also. That's called Samvadi Brahma. Another example. So Aham Brahmasmi is an upasana. There is no need to do upasana also, because I am Brahman all the time. Because since I do not know that I am Brahman and I am doing upasana deliberately, but that's only fact only. What I am doing upasana is actually fact, truth only. That therefore there is a easy to realize that called Samvadi Brahma, provided my mind drops the wrong notions about myself. Therefore, even though the upasana is erroneous, because it's an oxymoron, the upasana Nirguna Brahma is oxymoron, that means contradiction of the terms, still you may end up with the right result. Moksha can be done. We'll do 140. Tat samarthya jayate dihi, tat samarthya jayate dihi, Mula Vidya Nivartika, Mula Vidya Nivartika, Avimuktopasanena, Avimuktopasanena, Taraka Brahma Buddhivatu, Taraka Brahma Buddhivatu. Together, Tat Samarthya Jayate Dhihi, Mula Vidya Nivartika, Avimuktopasanena, Taraka Brahma Buddhivatu. So, avimukta upasanena, upasana of Brahman without any attributes, by upasana of Brahman without any attributes, Taraka Brahma Buddhivatu, just as the realization of Taraka Brahma is a God realization takes place by upasana of Saguna Brahma, in the same way, Tat Samarthyat, by the strength of the upasana on Nirguna Brahma, Mula Avidya Nivartika, the removal of the original ignorance that I am so and so, I am this, goes away by saying I am Brahmasmi. Right now, my Mula Avidya is I do not know myself and I take myself what I am not as myself. But this Upasana is taking myself what I am only as Upasana. But Upasana is actually a fact only. The fact remains now as at the subconscious level, that gets deep rooted, that is my true nature. Therefore, Mula Avidya Nivartika. So it is a removal of the Mula Avidya. Mula Avidya means it is an ignorance of my own self. The ignorance of any other is objective ignorance. Ignorance of I don't know chemistry, I don't know physics and so on. There I have to gain that by the inquiry of that direction. But I don't know myself. Then why do you say I don't know myself? Nobody says I don't know myself. But the fact that we say, who are you? They will answer, I am this is this. That's obvious that they don't know themselves. Because this is an object and I am a subject. I cannot be this. So very claim that I am this is a indication that he doesn't know himself. So therefore, avimukta pasanena, Taraka Brahma Buddhivatu. Taraka Brahma, the upasana on the Taraka Brahma means any Brahman, any Ishvara of the Saguna Brahma, one who does the upasana on that, he will reach that state if it is a Nishkama upasana. If a upasana on a particular Ishvara is done with the aim, I want this and I want that, so that if you only do upasana for something else, not for the Lord's sake, but for something else, so Lord is only a vehicle to get something else, then you get that only. Just like all the Rakshasas, they do on Brahma, but what they want is not even Brahma. They want some powers that they want to get. So that is a upasana of Sakama upasana, with the desire to get something. In Nishkama upasana means I don't need anything else, I want the Lord only. Other than Lord means infiniteness. But I'll get that, whatever I desire, that becomes the end product will be what you're desiring only. So, Mula Avidya Nivartaka, it removal of the original ignorance, Dhi Jayate, that understanding will take place, that Aham Brahmasmi understanding will take place by the upasana that Aham Brahmasmi, because that is a fact also. So now we are going to discuss about the upasana on the Nishkama and Sakama on the Brahma upasana. 141. Sokamo nishkamayiti yah sariro nirindriyaha abhayam hiti muktatvam tapaniye phalam shrutam. Together, Sokamo nishkamayiti ya sariro nirindriyaha abhayam hiti muktatvam tapaniye phalam shrutam. Saha. Saha means the Nirguna Brahma Upasaka, the one who is doing the Upasana on the Nirguna Brahma. Akama, he does not have any desires for anything else other than his own self. So Nishkama, no motivation for anything else other than no desire for anything, and no desire, is being desireless, and no motivation to achieve any worldly things also. Iti Ashaririyaha, for him who is this, he goes beyond Asharira, he goes beyond the Sharira. Goes beyond the Sharira means his identification with the body goes away, because he is meditating on Aham Brahmasmi, I am infinite. So in the infinite there is no particular identification of particular Shariram also. So Ashaririyaha goes beyond the body. Nirindriyaha goes beyond the Indriyas also. Sharira includes even the Sthula, Sukshma, Karana Sharira, because Siryate is the Shariram, that which gets deteriorated, but Aham Brahmasmi cannot get deteriorated, because being infinite, it cannot undergo its Nirakaram, Nirvikaram, and therefore it does not undergo any modification, and that's what I am meditating on. Iti, he attains, and who says that? Tapaniya Muktatvam Palam Shrutam. In the Tapaniya Upanishad, this is stated clearly as Muktatvam. The liberation is the Palam, is the fruit for this Nirguna Brahma Upasana. So Shruti says that. In the Tapaniya Upanishad, it said that if you do Upasana on the Nirguna Brahma, you will get the Mukti. So this, we'll stop here and continue the next. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.